more like this, eh? This not the reason why we always talk say we need a leader like Peter Obi for this country 2022, 2023. I mean, make una watch this video, make una hear waiting all those ungunned men do this boy for road as they travel recently. So just settle down and pay attention to listen to wetin this body talk, what they do for road. When you go know why we don't do the talk say we need a leader that is active like Peter Obi. Oyana, go na watch video. As they watch am, make una make sure say una dey share this video, make everybody see am, make they realize why we dey talk everything wey we do always dey talk. Oyana, go na watch the video.
I left Zaria at about 15 minutes to 4 on my way to took the night bus. We took a Sienna bus, so I was in front, 4 in the middle, 3 behind with the Hausa man driving. We just passed Kaduna, heading towards Abuja before Doka, the village. There's a village called Doka. We saw at about after 7 to 8 p.m., we saw some flashing of torchlights. So we felt it was the police. The driver started slowing down. One of the guys in the car now said, "Driver, don't slow down. No, these people might not be the police." The driver said, I've been plying this route for a longer time. Nothing will happen. They are the police. Just either 90 or 100 meters towards where the police was, we heard the tire just made a sound. Bah! The front car spinned. So it was like there were tongues, like iron tongues, spread on the ground. That was how we all ran out of the car. Where the driver jumped to, we don't have an idea, but we ran out of the car. Then we started running backward because we saw the people that were flashing the torch brought out guns, and those guns are not funny. So we started running backward. Hey! On our way backward, we saw the same different sets coming towards our direction. So they opened fire, but not to us. They started shooting upward. So we all lay down. They came and we were 4 guys, 3 ladies. So they started batting us. That long stick. They started hitting our legs. While we were screaming and begging, just kept hitting every part of us. They now carried us, tied us, hands backward, blindfolded us, and covered our head with a hood or something. We started walking for a longer distance into the bush, and they kept us in the house. So they gave us phone and said, "Call your loved ones."
Wait, these people, are they police or kidnappers?
They are kidnappers. They are bandits. We don't
bandits.
Call that place. They are not. This is kidnappers. Will just ask for money and maybe somehow I'll let you go. I don't know. But they gave us phone and said, "Start calling your family." Me, I only have one person, my twin sister, and we both. I'm studying medicine. She's studying law, so that I'm even the one sponsoring her in school. So there's nothing we could do. I just told them I don't have anybody. They say, "You don't have. Come here. You." The person called, say, "I don't have." They say, "Come here." It was only one lady that called her family. They asked for 5 million naira. The family brought the 5 million. They released her. The 6 of us. Now, this is where the miracle started. They brought each person. They'll ask you, so you people say you don't have the money. Say yes. They will bend the head of the person with the knife, and they will keep cutting. Bend the head of each person, and they will cut. Then they will throw the head in front of everybody and tell you, reflect. In Hausa, they say, just keep reflecting on it. You must have somebody to call. Everybody started crying. We all started crying. There was a particular man just kept praying and kept saying that you should not worry, God will answer. What shocked me most was after the next stage, one by one, it was human day. Now I told myself, I said, this man, nothing. As long as she's praying, God will hear us. But they bent her head and the same thing. Everybody until it got to, I was the last person.
Wait, how many did they cut?
6. They released one. The other one, they brought, 5. They released one, then cut 6, then plus me. We all 7.
They have cut 1.
That one, cut 2.
Cut 2.
Cut 3.
Cut
4.
Cut 4. Cut 5.
The 6th person had gone. So
the 6th person has gone. You are the 7th person.
Yes. I was the last person. So they now, at that point when I realized I was the only one in the room with his head, I started shaking in fear. You know, it's easier to say some things to God and say in death, you mean it until you come face to face. It's 2 different things. At that point in time, I knew I was going to die. If there was anyone God should show mercy, it's certainly not me. Because I know me. If there's anyone that God will show mercy, I'm the one castigating Christians now. You don't preach around me. You don't talk about God close to me. You don't dare. I just knew that my own was finished. But while I was in that room, I remembered my roommate said, There's no way you will do something for God and God will leave you halfway if you're on a course for God. And he told me, he said, no, instantly I heard a voice, like a voice said to me, you're on your way to OPM, right? I said, yes. He now said, I now remembered, immediately remembered what my roommate used to say. My roommate used to say to me, he said, we are not watching this man, Apostle Chibuzo, because of his benevolence act. No, we are watching him because there is an authority he commands in the name of Jesus. It is that authority that we crave for. That is why we watch him. And my roommate said to me that, have you remembered one time in course of, after our first MB, when we got into our clinicals, there was a particular course, neurological evaluation we were trying to do. My roommate said, do you know the reason why I passed that course? On a norm, I should fail that course. But every time Apostle Chibuzo begins to minister life, I place my hand to touch his face on that screen. And it's the authority in the name of Jesus that he commands that we believe in. At that point in time, I said to myself, I said, God, if you don't let these people kill me, how anyhow, I don't know. I will forever believe that you are God. One. Secondly, hide me if truly what they say about this man is true. Hide me under the grace that he carries. That when he gets to me, they shouldn't find me. They should find him. If they want to kill me, they should first get through him and kill him first. But let me hide under the grace that he carries. If I've been seeing him in my dreams, so there's something my roommate told me, I said, if you enter OPM, put your leg on the ground. You don't need to see him. Just put your leg here. If you have been dreaming about him, things will happen in your life. So I believed in that. They brought me out the next day, long story cut short. They asked me to kneel down. They bent my head. Now, before they did this, like a well of worship began to rise in my spirit. I started picturing his face. I started picturing Apostle Chibuzo's face. I will picture it and I'll close my eyes. So I couldn't look at my dead, so I started singing God. I started singing worship songs. They slapped me and asked me to keep quiet. They bent my head. The same knife they put and they started cutting. But as they cut, not a single cut. The only thing I could feel was friction. Friction. They kept cutting. Then as they were cutting, at that point in time, while I kept worshiping, they slapped me that I should stop singing. But I kept singing and they bent my head. At that point, faith started rising. Faith. And the only thing that could come out of my mouth was, whenever I call you, you're always there as my source. Whenever I'm in need, you will supply my every need. Whenever I'm broken, you're there to heal me. I kept singing the song and they bent my head. They kept cutting the same time, but not a single cut, only friction. Then one of the bandits now said that they know exactly how to kill people like us. At this point, they brought fuel. They kept pouring me the fuel. But instantly, two things came to my heart. The first one is, don't forget I said my face started rising. If the same God can deliver me by this cutlass, he will save me from this fire. Then instantly, I remembered while my roommates were in the room and they were listening to Apostle Chibuzo's song, there was one of his messages. I don't know what title of the message is, but I passed at that point when he said, even the three men in the fire yet didn't bow. At that point, I knew that if Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were in the fire and they were not burnt, how can I then get burnt? They poured the fuel at me, dipped the stick in the fuel, and then the man looked at me and said, if you have juju for everything, this one you don't have juju for it. They took this thing that they call Layla something, this juju they tie on their hand, tied on the stick. The fuel was on me and they threw the stick. They dipped the stick in the fuel, lit it, and then threw it at me. It will get close to me. It will go off. The matches will on. Get close to me, and it will go off. At that point in time, my worship began to rise. My worship began to rise.
Hey!
And that song says, mountain mover, my way maker, Ekueme, finally decided to tie me up and pull me with a car. Like they pull me with a car. At that point, I will be destroyed if my skin can survive it. Instantly, the vigilante and the soldiers arrived at the scene, shot two, and the rest took off.